I think it's super interesting how Stussy parallels with the Seraphim because Stussy was the first clone to be created in human history, as far as we know, and then the Seraphim were the last creation of Vegapunk due to the events of Egghead Island. So we have the first in the same arc meeting the last, which also occur in the same arc. On top of that, it's very interesting how thematically they are opposed to one another because Stussy, due to the power of her devil fruit, which we haven't found out what that is, I've done videos on that, go check that out. But she is some sort of bat zoan, right? Because she sprouts bat wings, it makes her look like a demon. But with the Seraphim, because they have Lunarian DNA and therefore they may or may not be sky people, they have black wings on their backs, which make them look angelic, make them look like angels. This is compounded upon the fact that they are able to emit light from their hands, kind of like they're casting holy judgment upon their enemies in a way. So in that way, it's very interesting. On one side, you have a demon in a way, and on the other, you have a sort of angel in a weird way. What's further interesting about this is that the creations of these characters are juxtaposed with Vegapunk's morality at the time. Because at the creation of Stussy, he was rolling with Mads, or at least it suggested that he was rolling with Mads. So he was rolling with a uncontracted evil organization, you could say, even though they certainly aren't as evil as the ones who contracted the creation of the Seraphim, which occurred later on in his life when he was a scientist working for the world government. However, the world government in the eyes of the people are seen as benevolent good, whereas Mads would be seen as evil, even though this may not have been the case, because the truth of the matter is that Mads, though they may have been nefarious, weren't exactly evil, not as evil as the world government actually is. On top of that, it's interesting too that Buckingham Stussy might have given her DNA willingly for the pursuit of science and the creation of Stussy, whereas it's highly possible that the DNA of the warlords were taken without their consent, which led to the creation of the monstrous Seraphim. Now, lastly, it's interesting too that Stussy, as a clone, has struggles with her humanity, but is not opposed to finding her true self and will go out and do things on behalf of her father figure, Vegapunk, whereas the Seraphim are obligated to do whatever they're told to do by the authority chip planted within them. However, despite that, they still have personalities similar to the original warlords, if S Snake is any indication. We'll have to find more about that later, but something to think about. With that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Works.